G'day and welcome to the MacPack podcast.
We're back.
My name's Jamie Kenner, and to my left this week in order of the MacPack member who has most recently clicked over 1,000 Instagram followers. It's my little brother Joe. How are you, boy?
Jake, I am feeling fan-freaking-tastic, but I'm not going to let the fame go to my head.
And to my right, coming in at 6'1", as he does each and every week, it's the baby brother of the pack who we call Junior Boy. Junior Boy, how are you?
I've got a better ratio than both of you boys. I might have less followers, but the better ratio counts.
It's all about the race.
Yes, apparently.
It's all about the race. Boys, plenty to chat about on this week's episode of the pod.
Yep, always is.
Junior Boy, you just got back from Melbourne. Me and Joe had a huge Friday night down at Matter.
A massive night.
We also discuss Skittles versus Jelly Beans.
Which one's better?
And you're awarding an everyday hero to a member of the eastern side of the country.
Victorian community.
It's a massive episode of the MacPack podcast with plenty of stories to be told. So let's get into it. Boys and boys!
Brother
Mingo.
Mingo.
How are we all? What?
Fantastic.
I
And
feel-
as we were talking about my
The gram.
the follower count is up to 1,000.
Congrats, Joe.
It's been tattering around that 990 for fucking ages. It'll like go up, then it'll lose some. Go up, lose some.
What would make me smile is if people listening
By
right
the
now.
end of this, he'll be a 999.
Yeah, or 990 would even be better.
We'll double check at the end of the episode. We'll check. I'll write that
You
down.
know, Joe once unfollowed me on the MacPack Instagram account just to do exactly that.
Wait,
Yeah,
to
to
fix the
be
ratio.
the-
I think it was when I collected.
really?
I think when
Did you do that?
I collected 1,000 like many a month ago now. Joe just jumped on Instagram. It may have even been two. You may have jumped on the MacPack one and your own. Just
Yes.
gone unfollow.
Gotta keep him humble. Well, actually, that's funny because
Did he know
when-
you were doing that? Like, did you?
No, I
or
had
did
no
you just?
idea.
Were you trying to be a bit of a?
Yeah, it was a bit of a
coordinator?
mind game. when I was
So
in
bad.
like,
Dude.
I don't know when it was like I was in like year 10, year 9. I don't know when Instagram first came out, but when I got to 100 followers,
You thanked everyone.
I posted a photo of like the number 100, like as a joke. I was like, oh my god, 100 followers, like thanks. And
As
I
a
lost
joke.
like 10 followers.
That's
'Cause
heavy ratio as well.
The only moment people realize they're following you, it's when you point
you
out
post,
how many
yeah.
followers you have.
Yes.
Riley
so-
still sub hunch. Sub thou.
Sub-100, yeah, he's
Sub
got
100.
92.
I'm a really humble man. Yeah, no, I'm at the 940, 50 range at the moment.
yeah.
I'm getting there, boys.
940. So
not in any
if
rush,
you're
right?
listening and you haven't followed Riley or the MacPack on Instagram,
Our tags
Yeah.
from the bio.
Yeah, links in the bio.
This is all a shameless plug. A 3-minute shameless plug.
how are you feeling, mate? You jet lagged from Melbourne?
I'm
Can
not.
you get jet lagged from being?
If
in the
anything,
same-
I'm back in the jet. I've re-lagged because I'm back in our natural time. I gained 2 hours.
It's not
today.
quite how it works, but
Yeah, I don't think
I
that's
feel
how
what you
Well, no, it is. But yeah, it was crazy. But I'm not jet lagged from the time difference because it's only 2 hours.
That's how you get jet lag.
I'm just sleep deprived because me and the boys went to sleep. Because so all the boys, there's just a little quick story at the start. We'll delve into some of the rave reviews later on. But at the start of the holiday of the trip,
Yes.
the boys were all like, settling down early in the night. But me and Cade,
Who's been on the show before?
Cade's been on the show before. He loves his mischief and he loves just having a good time. He loves giggling. So we were staying up till like 7 a.m. every night,
Jesus.
just pranking the boys, just giggling. At one,
Pranking the boys who were asleep.
yeah, or just like I don't know, some of the boys snore a lot.
Yeah.
Just taking the piss out of them. And then it was at one point. It was at 5 a.m. We were sleeping in the same bed this night. We're doing rotations.
You and Cade?
Yep, we were sleeping in the same bed, and it got to like 5 a.m. and I was like, "Bro, it's getting pretty late. Like, let's go to sleep." This was the second night, and then he was like, "Okay," and then started watching Andrew Tate videos.
Oh.
And I'm sure a lot of our TikTok fans would know who Andrew Tate is.
So occasionally I'll go on TikTok with it, like not logged in. See what a raw TikTok account is getting. A lot of Andrew Tate.
Oh,
Who's
man.
Andrew Tate? Give us the lowdown.
He's basically like the Wish version of Gary V.
Yeah, he's like, would you say he's a Sigma male?
Yeah, he's a Sigma male.
He's like,
Don't know
What's a
basically-
Sigma male, Jake?
I don't know.
basically he just goes on. I don't even know. There seemed to be one popular interview, and all these are just clips of this one interview. But he basically gives like life advice, which is pretty stupid.
No, he's actually a genius. So you know how Andrew Tate... Well, no, he's like, obviously, he says dumb stuff, but he doesn't
Oh, his
intentionally.
marketing thing is.
Oh, yeah. So he says a bunch of dumb...
like
says,
us.
he says a
Yeah,
bunch of like
exactly.
really, really kind of dumb stuff. And then he... But he... he doesn't have a TikTok account, Joe?
Oh, really?
Andrew Tate doesn't have a TikTok account, but he's all over TikTok. Do you know why? Because he used to be a kickboxer, like an elite kickboxer.
Oh, I got
And
too
so-
many in their head.
So he's rich from that. And then he's also, now he's doing, he started his own entrepreneurial
yeah.
school. And for the people to get cheaper prices, he makes them, he's like, if you post all these TikTok videos about me, you'll get cheaper schooling fees for the next year. So everyone's doing it. It's fucking genius. And he's getting millions of views and now he's famous. Fucking nice. Good on you, Andrew Tate.
Yeah, good on you, Andrew Tate.
But you're a bit of a flog. Anyway, so,
massive
but anyway, me and Kate were watching Andrew Tate, right? And I was he's got, like, he's entertaining, you know, this stuff. Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
What's he talking about?
Oh, anything. Literally.
Relationships, money.
Bugattis, yeah, women,
Like-
men, drinking, fighting. I don't know. Literally anything.
He's got
He's
a bit
got a
of
point of
the-
view on everything.
He's got a bit of the
Uh-oh.
you know, like the not financial podcast. A bit of the like, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about Bitcoin. We're gonna talk about you gotta grind and you gotta,
Yeah.
you know, you gotta get out of bed early and then you'll be rich. That kind of
Non-financial
that kind of
podcast
stuff.
is the funniest shit in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Search one on TikTok. You'll get a fucking laugh. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Do they do that to take the piss?
I don't know. But watch,
I would
watch
have
them.
I would
Actually
have
watch
them
them.
on.
Me,
That's
Jake,
so
and Joe,
funny.
we fucking cry at their videos after we finish recording sometimes. That's
Yeah, so it's
good.
not financial podcast on TikTok.
Alright, that'll do.
They
Let's-
deserve the plug. Anyway, fuck. Anyway, so me and Kate were watching
Andrew
Cobra
Tate.
Tate, right? And then we finished watching it, and then I like rolled over and I was like, Kados.
Kiss me.
Yeah.
I was like, Kados, big spoon me. Bro is really good at big spooning. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hang on, what?
He's really good at big
How long
spooning.
did the spooning last?
It was like 20 minutes.
It gets cold in Melbourne.
It does. It's very, very cold in Melbourne.
So you and a mate spooning.
Yeah, man. You got to get rid of the stigma these days. It's just two
Yeah.
men.
Two men can spoon.
Two men want to be warm. Two men want to cuddle. Two men want to have DNMs. You know, nothing better
So
than.
he's big spooning. He's big spooning
He's
you.
not gonna like me talking about this.
He's big spooning you.
Yeah.
So he's rubbing right in there.
Obviously, there's genitalial fucking.
Whoop.
There's genitalial distance, but not enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had fun. But we probably got around 20 hours sleep total,
Oh, for the whole trip.
roughly. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
That's a lot of jet lag.
So I'm pretty freaking tired right now, and all the boys were kind of sick of it. We're all tired. We all just wanted to come home. We were so keen when we go back to the airport this afternoon. We were there for 5 nights and going out every night basically. It was a pretty full on trip. A lot of vodka drank, and so we got back to the airport. We're like, fuck, keen to get home. Everyone's parents were home. Everyone's parents were picking them up and stuff. It was like, oh, thank you, finally. Here we go. I'm home.
Make it sound like you went to Vietnam.
Flight got
Like-
delayed for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway.
Wait, your flight was delayed an hour and a half.
Yeah, and then
Was
then,
it? I thought
and
you
then
were
we get
early.
back, right?
You went to-
and then as we're walking out of the airplane, one of the air hostesses is just handing out A4 blank pieces of paper, and everyone's
Oh,
like,
sweet.
"Why?"
Make
And,
your own little paper airplane.
and
You
she's legit got like
spy.
the freaking like the slab, and she's just handing them out. And I was like, "Why are you handing these out?" She was like, "Trust me, you'll need it." And I was like, "What?" And then we walk through to our fucking baggage claim, and we're waiting for our bags. And they speak over the mic. So there's 230 on the flight. And like 170 bags didn't get put on the flight.
Wow.
So
That's
that's
a lot
why
of-
we gave you these A4 pieces of paper. Fill them out and take them to the gate 3. Hand them put your name and number on and your address, and then we'll send your bags to you within the next week. Fucking bullshit.
170 seems like a lot. That's like
That's
3/4 of the plane.
That's what I said. Because we were standing there and we noticed the same bags went around like 10 times. We were like, something's got to be up. Yeah.
So what do they do with those bags?
Which ones?
The ones that didn't make it. Where do they put them instead?
Well, hopefully they might. What time is it
Those
now?
are meant to be
There's a
enough.
flight coming in like right now. So they said we're going to try just fit a few on each one.
But I don't understand
until
what
all
happens.
170.
Like,
Well,
surely
they
there's
said-
there's 230 people that get on the plane. Each of them have a bag. Yeah, it's not that hard to work out. You just put, you can't put 30 on and be like, well, there's not many bags here.
Mum reckons.
And if there's an hour and a half delay, I suspect that's plenty of time to
Mum reckons.
get the bags in.
So what they said, the guy who was telling us said it was the reason was because like the undercarriage of the airplane broke or something, and they couldn't fit any more like cages in of all the bags. So I think they just slot them in like slots, and they couldn't because it was all broke, and they couldn't fit them in. But Mum reckons because they're already an hour and a half behind schedule, they were like, "Fuck, we just got to go. Otherwise, it's gonna fuck up
Yeah,
all
they'll
these
miss the
plane
next
flights."
flight. Yeah.
Yeah, so we just got to go. We can't be late.
You're lucky because a lot of
Can't be that hard.
I know,
I feel like
right?
there's so many issues with planes. If there were this many issues with cars as there are with planes, people would stop using them as a mode of
Yeah.
transport. Imagine going to work each day and it's just being like,
Oh, an hour and a half late.
well, I'm meant to leave at 8, but unfortunately there's going to be a delay. I won't be leaving for an extra hour. It's just like,
and your lunch is in Broome.
and you,
yeah.
and you hear nothing. You don't hear any like reason as to why.
Yeah. Well,
And like, surely as you're getting on the plane, they know this is not leaving when we think it's going to leave. But no one comes out and it's just like, by the way, like it's going to take a bit longer. You sat on the plane.
And
Yeah.
The
they-
delays only happen when like all 230 cunts are sitting there going, fuck me, what's happening
and
here?
the pricks wait till you're freaking like on the other side of the country before they're like, oh yeah, by the way, bags aren't on the plane.
Yeah.
like
Oh, do you want them? That's a shame. You're going
Like,
to pay more
this
for
one
the
guy-
bags.
this
but,
one
like,
guy
people
was
could have
being-
had like
Bombs.
medicine
Oh,
stuff
okay.
they needed.
yeah, this one guy, he was being a bit of a prick, and everyone kind of turned against him. But his reasoning was fair. He was like going off and swearing at the guy, so everyone turned against him. But he said like, my grandma needs medication in my bag. Like, what am I gonna do?
They're like, well, why'd you book Jetstar?
Legit, basically. But yeah,
Yeah,
But-
because they've had their whole flights just cancelled. Like when they get there.
yeah.
Yeah.
People
And it's
have
just
been
like
sleeping
tough.
in Macca's.
It's just tough luck.
But also when when like all the Corona stuff first happened, all the airlines, they're obviously losing money and stuff. And they're like,
Mm.
oh, like
We value you.
it sucks. Like, everyone's got to help us out. We're the airlines. But then
When
now
have
that
you
the
helped
shoes is
me?
on the other foot,
Eh.
Yeah.
they just
But
like,
we wouldn't allow it to happen to anyone else. Imagine an Uber. Saturday night, you're in Freo, you order your Uber, you pay for your Uber, then they get
Hundreds
there.
of dollars.
They get there and they just they get there and you just sit in the back and you go, where are we going? He goes, no, there's a delay tonight. And you're just like, oh, sick. What time will we be home? Just when I can fucking feel like it. Or better yet, they just literally just drive around for like 40 minutes and go, oh, we're coming. We're definitely coming to
Yeah.
pick you up. Your flight hasn't been cancelled per se. It's just, we're just going to wait. You'll get on one. Just won't be when you fucking
Yeah.
plan to get on it.
Yeah.
It'll
And,
be
like,
Tuesday
it's-
next week.
It's annoying because you also have to get there like 2 hours before, and then the flight leaves like an hour and a half before. So I could have been doing stuff for another hour and a half,
Yeah.
like exploring the place that I've visited. And like, I don't think anyone has ever been to an airport and been like, "Oh, that was good."
yeah, I know what you mean.
I do enjoy Melbourne Airport. I don't know why.
Oh, it's a vibe.
Yeah, but the whole
It's
like
definitely a vibe, but it's shit.
process of like lining up and going through security and stuff, the whole time you're just like, do I really want to go on a holiday? Like, is it really worth it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always so scary as well because you're like,
There's
oh,
so
like,
much
what am I gonna
pressure,
get
yeah.
pulled up? Yeah, like I'm putting my freaking like phone in the thing and they're like it's beeping and it's like, I'm not gonna kill someone.
There's
you
a
know?
genuine nervousness that comes
yeah.
when you walk through that thing. Like, full well you don't have a Glock on you.
Yeah.
But the second that you walk through, you're like, oh, maybe I do. Like,
Yeah,
I've
legit.
never
Yeah.
owned one in my life. But the moment you step through that thing, you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. I do have a gun in my fucking stock.
Yeah, and like I was like, well,
And the same with when your bags go through that carrier thing.
oh wait,
You've packed your bag, you've brought it to the thing, you've never gone without it, and you're like, shit.
is there
Maybe
anything-
I've gotten mixed up, and instead of putting my trackies in, I put an ounce of weed in there.
yeah,
Maybe
legit.
that was what I did this morning instead.
Yeah, and like I obviously I forgot to bring a lock to lock my thing up, and all the boys were like, get a lock, you gotta get a lock, and one of my mates had a spare one. It's like true, like I don't want to get Chappelle Corby.
Just failed, yeah.
Chappelle Corby is the
The
reason
epitomization.
that you got baggage locks now, I reckon.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Taylor's family used to put like Glad
Glad,
wrap.
right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I had.
They felt like it's a sandwich.
yeah. Yeah, it keeps the tuna nice in there.
Goodness.
Yes.
We spent a good time at Matter on Friday.
Yes, we did. The big night out. You would have heard us tease it
Last
at
week.
the end of last episode.
Yeah.
And essentially, I don't know if any of the footage will be out yet. But essentially, what we're doing was a vox pop.
Yeah, we did a Vox Pop, baby.
A Vox Poppy. What is a Vox Poppy?
We just jumped in line. We asked the people of Perth a plethora of questions.
So many questions
regarding clubbing, which is an area that you're probably the most familiar with.
Yep. I was a shocker that I wasn't there.
Yet they sent B1 and B2.
Yes.
And we just lapped it up. No, it was good fun. A lot of people recognised us. A lot of people recognised you, even though you weren't there. There's a lot of people showing me photos of your head and going,
This guy.
"Yeah, this is
this
your.
guy,
do you
yeah.
know this guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, like considerably well."
Kind of.
No, it was a good night. It was a really good night. If you haven't been to because it's Magna House on Saturdays, but Matter
Yeah, so Matt is like
He's
the
on
event
Friday
on
night.
Friday.
Yeah, and it was good. It was good.
Matter baby.
The Matter team are lovely. The people who got us on board to come and film some stuff,
So nice, yeah.
the nicest people you can meet. No, it was a lovely night. I'm sure the videos will start to trickle through. So if you do see that on the feed, make sure you give it a bit of love and head down to Matter. It's actually a good time. There's a bloke who literally made his debut down at Magna House on Friday.
What was the
He's a
best?
big
What was
fan.
the best interview question and response?
So
you
it
got?
wasn't a question.
Oh,
but
the
there
French
was this
guy.
one French guy.
Oui, oui.
Oui, yeah. He was doing a lot of that.
Linguini. How was he?
Was he French? He was
He
French.
was French, yeah. So we spoke to a guy from Mauritius, and then this guy walked up to us. We didn't even like approach him to interview.
He
And
started
he was
speaking
like-
to me, and I was like, "You want to be?" He was fucking bung-eyed, and I was like, "I literally was just
You're
like,
gonna be good for this,
I
man.
said, mate, you want to be part of this, hey?" And he's just like,
Yeah.
he was leaning up
Oh,
against,
where?
he was leaning up against the light on the light post, and he was just like, "Yeah, definitely, man." I was like, "Fantastic, you are in the perfect stat to be involved in this." And next thing you know, he was in front of the camera, and he put on arguably the best 5 minutes of comedy I've ever been witness to.
Oh yeah, it was like we were like dying.
I got like abs.
He was so.
I got
really?
abs as a result. Yeah, I was
wanna
like
see this.
heaving. I fell onto the road. That's how. Yeah, I was pissing myself laughing.
Shit, yeah.
I looked down at one point at my phone to try and take a photo of what was taking place. I looked down, looked back up, and he was gyrating. Like he was just like giving it everything. He was just
he's
all of us. He
dancing.
just broke out into a dance move. He was on the floor
do you know
on
what
his knees.
Do you know what a dead drop is, Riley?
A dead drop.
Yeah, it's a dance where essentially you literally just like fall to the floor.
He fucking did
He
one.
nailed it.
On the concrete.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I've yacked there before. Not good.
He was absolutely minted.
Oh.
And then the funniest part of the whole thing, like we thanked him, he disappeared for a bit. And then his mate come up, and then I chatted to him after. I was like, "Man, that was hilarious! Like, you are so funny. That was brilliant." And he was just like, as everyone was asking, "Whereabouts is this gonna go? Like, what are you gonna do with this?" And we're like, "Oh, it's gonna be on TikTok. Like, the best ones will make it onto TikTok." And he literally looked at me, deadpan, eye on eye, and just went, "Do you reckon I'll make the cut?" And I've just looked at Joe and gone, "Yeah, mate, reckon you're a pretty fucking heavy chance, legend." All right, boys. We've never actually mentioned where I work, but you both know.
Oh, do we?
We're just going to leave it at that. The place that I work at, it's a club of sorts.
Oh!
So people
On
come
a
with
Saturday night.
people.
Showmax.
No,
Seven beers.
not quite. So people come. They have an invested interest in the place.
Strip
Yes.
club.
It's usually higher end clients. It's
Yes.
where it's not
Strip
like the
club.
soup.
Hoity-toity.
It's not like a soup kitchen type
Yeah,
club.
strip
it's,
club, yeah.
it's a little bit more hoity-toity than that. Okay.
Oh, wow.
We're fortunate enough to also have a bar connected
Just like a strip club.
where people can buy beverages and lunch and stuff. Yeah.
Lap
Where did that
dancers.
Those lucky
This
bastards.
is hoity-toity.
Anyway, so where I go and have lunch is outside in like
yeah,
the
the pleb area.
no, what would it be? It'd be
The
like
curb.
Oh, the alfresco.
the alfresco type area, right?
The curb.
Now I sit out there in the sun, really lap it up. I don't like sitting in the office for too long because it's a bit sheltered. I like being outdoors. You guys know that. Come on.
Yep.
So I'm sitting outside one day. I'm having my lunch. Now we have little buzzers for when people order their food. And people have buzzers and they go and pick them up.
High tech. I like it.
Classic.
Now on this occasion, there was a group of young men. I'll say young. They're probably between I'd say 40 to 50, 60.
Yeah, but young for the clientele.
Sort of.
It's an old people's home.
And I'm sitting there, and they're all pretty pumped. I think it was a Thursday or a Friday.
When you're 40,
And you're
It's
at the
getting pretty
club.
late.
If you're 40 and you're at the club,
on a
like
Thursday,
you're doing
we haven't worked for a while.
yeah, you're doing very well. And they've all ordered their lunch. So there was a fair bit of joking. "Oh, what'd you get? You get the pizza? Yeah, sick. I got the burger. I got the fish and chips." So that's the sort of language they're using.
Classic.
And the Australian twang
Yeah.
is getting tossed around a
Love
fair
that.
bit.
That's my
Now
shit.
I'm sitting by myself. I think I might have even been I think I actually was on a phone call to you discussing something else.
Joey.
Talking business.
Had my AirPod in.
Yep.
And usually I don't feel as lonely if I've got my AirPod in and I'm on the phone, chatting, doing my thing.
Yep. I get you.
They're all standing around. Now, it's at one of these high bar table type areas, yeah?
Yeah, stand up.
And no, well, three of them were sitting
Stills.
Tall guys.
and one guy was standing up, chatting.
Yeah.
He'd ordered his food. He was the only one waiting for his buzzer still. And I've just clocked them. They're just right in front of me there. Yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm chatting with, I think it was you at the time. And out of nowhere, I just heard arguably one of the, like I'm eating my lunch, one of the world's largest, like that.
Oh.
And this dude has just gone and dropped his absolute guts.
Fuck
Stand-up.
The standing guy's just dropped his guts.
Oh,
No,
daddy.
you can't blame that on the chair.
Well, no, especially when you're not sitting on it.
Oh,
And I started to giggle because I just thought we're in an outdoor area,
that's fucked.
but it's still public and you're with other people.
And at a high-end place.
And it was just so like, it was one of those ones where you have to sort of go up on a tippy toe just to squeeze it out.
Oh, yeah, you got to get
Because
all
otherwise you'll probably soil yourself.
A
If
lot
you
of
don't-
wind.
Yeah, if you don't leave like a gap for the air to go through, you'll quickly find that it's not air that's coming through, it's a big old solid boy.
Yes.
What I noticed next,
Bit of aftertaste.
and what I no, it was down breeze, fortunately. What I did notice as I was sitting there though, he's done it, and I've gone like, wow, that happened, and looked up. As I've sort of gone to like look back down, he's turned around and like clocked to see if anyone was behind.
Which is you.
It was me.
No.
But I thought it was a weird thing to do
After.
after he'd firstly, either do that before you do it and don't shit yourself.
Yeah.
But also, even if he has looked and it's me, and I am there, and I've heard it all. So of his 4 friends that are around the same table as him, and they haven't
done anything.
They didn't seem to care that John's just absolutely soiled himself.
So it's just part of the boys.
I've just never really been in a situation where it's been so openly cool to, in public, just try and outdo another person with the world's largest and loudest fart bomb.
Yeah, I feel like the only time you can really do one loud and proud is after someone has given your old index finger a bit of a tug.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. But even then, I was just like,
It's fucked.
at what age or what sort of individual? Is it a rule with age? Is it once you get to 40
Maybe
you
he's
don't
got
care?
like an
No.
IBS type.
But I wasn't sure. Oh, anyway, I wasn't sure. Do you think it's an age thing where the man or woman decides that after the age of 35, it's just whatever,
Fart City.
just breezy. It's Windy City.
Yeah, I saw a man in the urinal today at Melbourne Airport leaving to go to Perth.
Yep.
He was doing a pee in the urinal, cock out, right? It looked like a businessman, suit and tie. Like he was obviously doing business at this airport.
Yeah.
And
Had the
he,
collar
like,
done up.
Had a satchel around his waist as well. So like
The old, the old peach tie.
had a satchel around his waist, cock out, and then I'm walking into the toilet. And
So satchel's still on.
yeah, and then I like look who's in the toilet as well. I'm walking, I see him in the toilet, and he's chucking a piss, and then I just see him go, and it just drops a big loogie in the toilet, and then I'm waiting for one of the stalls to free up.
Yep.
Mind your own business, what I'm doing in that stall, and I'm talking to Cade in the toilet, right? And we've already kind of looked at each other like, fuck.
Where
this
you're
guy's
talking as in like
having a chat with Cade.
like under the door, like neighbours.
No. We're just like waiting for the stalls to
Oh,
free
okay,
up.
okay.
And we're talking, right? And then this guy's still there. And we've kind of like looked at him and been like, oh, this guy's, he's going all out. He's getting everything out, right? And then he drops a big fart as well. And I'm like, bro, like, we're standing a meter behind you. Like,
That's what I
I'm
was
collecting this, man.
Yeah, there seems to be no rules. The
What?
amount of, especially at the place I'm at now, I'll just walk through the toilets, and old men don't give it a flying fuck about what's going on, and they'll do one of the loudest shits, and like
and
to
not
the-
have any self-shame.
no, and they'll groan, they'll do them. The funniest thing ever is when you're pissing, and you literally like you've walked in after them, they've clocked that you've walked in, they can hear your footsteps, and then they
I
go,
clench when I hear people's footsteps.
and then they just go, and then you see it, and you're like, oh my lord, he's just out here.
I hear
And then if that was me, and I was, firstly, I would never make that much noise because that's fucked. Like, are you pushing out of shit, or have you got fucking hemorrhoids to deal with?
Wait, I'll show you this shit I saw at the other side.
Hang on.
It's fucked.
And then so not only have you, well, this is really taking a turn. Not only have this person made that noise, But they know that I'm in there, and then they'll quickly finish up their business and like come out, almost in a way of like, oh, and here I am. Would you like my autograph? I really want to get all the accreditation for the weird and wonderful noises of what was going on
See, like
in there.
So at where I work now, right, in the bathroom, so it's like the office is split up into multiple different buildings
go.
and also
Pay grades.
Yeah, here we go.
So it's split into multiple different buildings and multiple different floors.
Yeah.
So in the men's bathroom, there's just one cubicle and one urinal, and then
Minimalistic.
and there's also a disabled one. So like
That's
you.
you.
In case of emergencies. But like if I'm
In case of emergency.
if I'm in the cubicle,
It's not for an emergency, it's for a disabled
people,
person.
no, but say if you're a guy and you like need to go number 2,
Imagine if I was. Yeah.
then like and that's taken,
Yeah.
You
you can
can-
just pop into the disabled
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
when
It was
I
such a big shit. It actually, I lost my physical ability to stand up.
That's the video.
Oh, here we go. How are we just gonna?
Oh. Everywhere, cunt.
Oh,
Literally,
he's
like,
just missed
not
the
even on the
hole.
seat. It's on the freaking outside of the bowl, dripping it
Yeah,
down.
I don't understand how
does that happen?
No.
Must be intentional.
Yeah, you can't slip and miss.
But then you have shit everywhere. That's fucked. Anyway, go on, Joe.
But what I was saying is, so when I'm in the cubicle,
Yep.
and if someone comes in to pee, which is like right next door,
Yeah.
like even if I'm done, I'm always like, I'll like let them leave.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
want to.
sure.
It's weird. It's also weird because I'm walking out of the cubicle and I have to walk like directly past them. They're like, right, I'm opening the door basically to them.
Yeah.
You can't.
So
like,
it's like,
you can't open the door and be like, "Oh, g'day, mate. How you going?"
Yeah, I just-
What the fuck? I hate when people do that to me. It's like,
Especially.
where do I look?
Yeah.
Wash your hands.
I'll go one last one before we wrap the
Yeah.
chit chat.
The best kind.
There was I was stuck in a pretty awkward position doing exactly this the other week. We had an event and it was very busy.
yeah.
So I've gone in to drop a couple of kegs. And I've gone in there and I've sat down,
you were the biggest loser that day.
done my thing. But while I'm seated,
Mm-hmm.
someone's come in
Oh,
and I can hear them do their stuff and then wash their hands. And I'm like, I'm not going to come out now.
Yeah.
So I waited for them.
It's just a bit too much TMI to be like, oh, you're in there. I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these people don't work at the premises. I do. So there's a little bit of, once they leave, that's it for them.
Yeah.
But I've got a connection.
Yeah.
I need to remain.
Yep.
So he left, and then as he was leaving, I heard him go, "Oh yeah, mate, there you go." And then some other random dude walked in, and he hadn't even clocked that I was in the cubicle because the fucking urinal was before the cubicle. And he's gone, and he was either really sick, or he was just having a fucking terrible day. But he comes in, he's like, "Oh fuck this shit." Eh? He must. I think he was doing like a training course at our facility. He's like, "Oh fuck this shit, fucking piece of shit," and then just went. Straight into the pisser. And I've just gone, I could come out now and it wouldn't be anywhere near as embarrassing for me as it will be for him. Because he's just talking to himself. He finished, he zipped, he walked over to wash his hands.
Yeah.
And when he got there to wash his hands, he was saying stuff to him in the mirror. And it wasn't until like
Are
I
you
think
talking to me?
it was it wasn't until I think he noticed that the cubicle next to me's door was open and mine was shut. He just went, "Oh," and just stopped talking. Right?
Ran out.
He left. As he left, almost like they were fucking tagging at the door. Another man came in, and I'm like, okay, so I might be fucking sat here for half the day by the looks of things. This dude come in. He starts chucking a piss, and then another dude. And at this point, I'm playing it in my head and going, just trying to calculate the sounds. Because another man walked in at this point, and I was like, "Oh, that guy was really quick," or the other guy left. We got there in the end. I just waited it out. You know, get in the bathroom at 10 a.m. Left at 2. But you know,
It's one of those things where you just got to do it.
yeah, I don't want to be walking out there.
It's too awkward.
It's
Yeah.
way too awkward.
I've got more of these weird stories, so we'll definitely.
This was definitely relatable content for me. I hope it was for listeners.
Yeah.
Tell us your best. Write in. Tell us your best shit story.
All right, boys. This week we asked the people of Australia and the world. We get a lot of global listeners now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people from all over the globe.
Do you prefer Skittles or jelly beans? The verdict is in, Riley. What was the results?
The verdict is in, and the results are. Can I get a drum roll, please?
75% of people prefer Skittles, and 25% of people much prefer the jelly beans.
I expected it to sway this way.
Yes.
Yeah?
I agree, yeah.
I'm a jelly bean guy myself.
Really?
Oh, really? You voted jelly
Yeah, I
bean?
like jelly beans. I think Skittles are a little bit they're a bit spicy. The Skittles, they're a bit spicy for my liking. They're a bit tangy. They're very full on. They give me the
They have a lot of...
They give me the heebie-jeebies. They do that thing at the back of my tonsils/tongue area, and it's like,
Yeah, you
the
do get like the...
Yeah.
yeah.
You get the clenching. There's a lot of clenching going on in the
I
tongue
like-
and cheek region.
Jelly beans are a bit sweeter. They're nicer on the palate. They're a little bit more rewarding, and I feel like you can eat a lot more of them.
No, but the thing with jelly beans, I saw someone write in. I can't remember who. Wait, Joe, you go first.
What would you prefer? What do
Oh,
you
yeah,
prefer,
okay.
Joe?
I thought you were like, do you have a fun fact about jelly beans?
What do you
'Cause I didn't.
prefer, Joe?
I prefer Skittles. I think Skittles are in general better. I think the thing about Skittles is every flavor of them tastes nice. Jelly beans, there's a lot of dud flavors.
Name them. The black ones.
The black ones.
You
I
let
feel
us say that.
like yellow isn't great. Also,
Yellow's good. Green. The lime green ones are not.
not good.
not
Also,
good.
sometimes they do a white one.
White one's elite lemonade.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just they don't do it for me. Also, like what jelly bean? If you say jelly beans, what is like your go-to brand?
I really like the Allen's ones.
Yeah, ones.
And the
Everyone
ones that you
says-
can get from the pharmacy.
Yeah,
there's-
everyone's saying pharmacies jelly beans.
Yeah, what are they? Like the ones that come in like
they're actually
the...
not bad, but they do have some dodge flavors. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with like you can pair a Skittle. You can pair the Skittle, so you're always getting a good flavor
Yeah,
variant. But you can't like pair. the
We
frickin'
might
jelly
have to
beans.
rank them. It might be fun to rank the Skittle colours. Not right now, but
yeah.
in a
Purple,
later
red.
episode.
green, orange, yellow. There you go.
Yellow's better. Yellow's up there.
Yellow. so-
Red's the best.
Is yellow
Can we
lemon?
agree that red's the best?
Well, yellow's alright. Orange is shit. Yeah, red's the best.
Red's
Red
the
is
best.
Red is arguably the best
Everything.
in everything that it is.
Skittles need a blue, I reckon. I don't know what they'd put in them.
Well,
but they need a blue.
actually,
Here we go.
funny that you mentioned, because when I was a kid growing up, there was a myth. I don't know if it was true or not, but people say that you shouldn't eat the blue M&Ms.
Not the Crispies.
No, the individual M&Ms which are blue colored, because
So the chocolate M&Ms that have a blue,
Blue coating.
coating.
blue shell,
Okay.
because they can give you cancer apparently,
Why the colour? What?
because it's in the so those colors are artificially added and
Yeah.
it's in the dye.
But surely they're all
Apparently the
using the
blue.
same dye.
No. So it's
Are they not?
the pigment.
Or the different,
blue.
the blue one. What makes it blue?
Blue equals C.
But then wouldn't they use blue in?
In purple?
Yeah, and
Mate, I don't know how.
the
food
other
colours.
colours.
Joe wasn't there. Joe wasn't on the factory floor.
That
Unfortunately.
grinds my gears. I don't like when people say like I used to carry I always use plastic water bottles. I used to carry them around at school, and this one chick always used to bring like real water bottles. It wasn't Frank Green yet. That wasn't a trend, but it was like those kind of water bottles.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Why are you drinking out of them? They give you cancer." And I was like, "Darling,
I should
do
be.
they? Like what?"
Yeah, if we're gonna worry about the cancer, this is you when you're in primary school, yeah.
High school, year 10, high school.
I reckon the Winnie Blues are probably the thing you should be worried about.
What are Winnie Blues?
It's a brand of cigarette.
Smokes.
Oh, the TaylorMades.
They're golf gloves.
They make TaylorMade ciggies.
They do.
Yeah,
What do the people say, Ross?
Everyone's saying chemist ones are the go.
Yep.
Jelly beans have more flavour from Abby Callan.
I disagree.
I reckon they have less.
They're
'Cause they got
mostly-
black.
They're so
Fuck black.
they're muted. I reckon.
No. They're good.
They are quite muted.
It's a
Like
bit
you're not getting what you want.
like
And what like
Chalky.
obviously
I don't
s-
know how to describe it.
Skittles is like shell with like pure like melted
Sugar.
sugar basically. What the fuck is in a jelly bean?
I think it's much the same, is it not?
Oh, it's not very sugary.
It's like a
No.
gelatin. It's like a gelatin. Gelatin plus like a weird honeycomb finish that's nothing like
So
honeycomb.
I reckon if you grab a handful of Skittles and you
Yep.
put them in your mouth, you're having a flavor
party.
sensation.
You'd have a stroke.
And it's so-
That's what the best part is.
The
It's as
sen-
close you can get to doing drugs without doing freaking drugs.
like the chew of a big mouthful of Skittles. It's
Oh,
like,
and they
that's
munch
good.
together and you get like the
but
big...
if you do that with jelly beans, they're too like
Yeah, that's fair. I separate my jelly beans as well. When I pour them out into like my bowl or my bed.
Yep.
And then I would just go, all right, there, I'm going to put my little white ones down here. It's real
in
like
the
no, the white one's good. There's a real segregation that takes place with all of my foods. Even with M&Ms. Do you do that with M&Ms?
No.
I always eat them balanced. So I'll have like 2 blue ones, 2 green. Like I'll go around and eat them, make sure they're all balanced. I'll never eat. Yeah, I won't go in there rogue. I always segment them.
Jake, if you ever go to Ireland, you got to bring some Allen's jelly beans with you. Because Kiara Sweeney says they don't have Allen's jelly beans.
Sween, I'll be there on the dial.
Sween on the Dean.
Yeah.
Sween on the bean. Sween's on the lean.
The reason this one came up this week was because Skittles are actually in the news, boys.
Yes,
Fuck me dead.
making headlines.
So make sure you fucking buy stacks of Skittles at the
They're
moment.
going out of fashion.
Because they're currently in court. A Californian man has decided to sue Mars, the company that makes rainbow-hued Skittles, claiming that the use of titanium dioxide in the candy makes it unfit for human consumption.
Fuck me.
The use of this additive, which is employed as a colouring agent in
me.
foods, isn't illegal in the United States. The Food and Drug Administration permits its use in most foods, though restricts it to 1% of its food's weight. Mars contends that it's done nothing wrong. While we do not commend the pending litigation, our use of titanium dioxide complies with FDA regulations.
Ooh.
So
Couple of blurry
they haven't
lines.
declined that they use it.
They've just said they're still using an okay amount.
They use it, but they're just using it at the right amount. In Mars announced in 2016 that it planned to remove artificial colouring from its products over the following
that.
5 years.
I remember hearing that. They were going to be colourless Skittles.
And later clarified that titanium dioxide was among the colorants that would be phased out. Defendant has flouted its own promise to consumers. More than 6 years later, the defendant continues to sell the products. Okay, so they've basically said, we see that there's an issue. They've flagged that it's an issue, Skittles, and have said, we're going to do something about it. And then I've just hoped that everyone has just believed what they said 6 years ago, and they haven't done a fucking thing.
Shit. I mean,
Interesting.
I'm still going to eat those motherfuckers.
Who was the basketballer? I think it was Lamar Odom.
Big on the Skittles.
Skittles ads as well. Really, really good.
Taste the rainbow. That's them.
Yeah, and like the ones where everything turns
No.
into Skittles.
Yeah.
Everything
was
they touch.
Yeah, Skittles advertising. So like, no, it was what's his name?
Dennis Rodman.
The guy who played for Seattle
Ron Artest,
Seahawks.
Kevin Durant.
No, the NFL Skittle player. Let's try that. NFL player
Seattle
eats
Seahawks.
Skittles. Marshawn Lynch.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
the Sean.
Marshawn Lynch.
What's the
yeah,
name? Wait, what was
he
the
loved them.
campaign?
He ate fucking so many Skittles. Marshawn Lynch. If you Google Marshawn Lynch Skittles, there is way too much content for an elite athlete to have.
Riley, you were saying you
Um,
wanted to get your calorie intake up. Skittles are a great one to eat.
Not much protein in there, I would
They have a lot
imagine.
of calories.
There's
lot of
Marshawn
calories,
eating
yeah.
Skittles on the bench. He scored a touchdown and decided to shovel some fucking Skittles in his
That would
mouth
be a very, very high GI food.
during the.
That would get you going. Yeah. I also love the sound of Skittles. The Skittles packet, you've got to shake them.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to shake the Skittles. Jelly beans, they ain't making no colours. I mean, no sounds. And jelly beans melt in the car. I've had a few interactions with jelly beans melting in the car. Not
Skittles go a bit weird and oily. Jelly beans don't
They
seem
do
to
get
that.
oily. Like also, when you have a handful of Skittles, the colouring goes on your hand.
That's
Yeah.
that's that cancerous dioxide, baby.
You get a rainbow coloured hand.
Cancer coloured hand.
They work.
All right, boys. It's been a very hot minute since the last time we did one of these. Riley's almost exhausted the whole Perth platform of clubs to review, so we sent him over to the Melbourne,
Melbourne.
in Australia to give us one of his favourite Riley's rave reviews.
Oh, it was a great time to be alive, and we got there Thursday morning, 7 a.m. boys.
Perfect time for a rave, if you ask me.
You're fucking telling me. Right? I woke up at 8 a.m. Wednesday morning, right? Busy as fuck, trying to pack and get everything ready for the
Yep.
big trip.
Yep.
Then went to indoor soccer with the boys
Priorities.
at night, right? Then got on the plane. Victoria, here we go. Land in Victoria at 7 a.m. Melbourne time. It was getting to the afternoon. We were like, boys, I went to the MCG tour. Good times. And all the boys were like, what are we going to be doing tonight, though? What's the go tonight? And luckily, Cade, quick Google, nightclubs open on a Thursday night
Good.
in Melbourne,
Good.
Victoria. There's this place called Lazy Thursdays. Oh no,
Lazy
It
Thursday.
might be called Lazy or Lucky Thursdays. Joe, find that shit out for me.
Okay,
Fact
I'll
check.
Google it,
Jay Mueller.
So we
yeah,
went.
the fact check.
Yeah, so we went to this Lazy Lucky Thursdays place, right?
Yep.
And it was exciting but nervous, very nervous because it's opened at 10
Okay.
on a Thursday.
On a Thursday. They turn up over there, man.
Cray, right? And we were like,
So what are you doing between then and 10?
just fucking getting on the piss, mate.
Yeah, good. Good.
Fuck me. And then so yeah, we're just getting on the piss.
Yes, so I can confirm Lucky Thursdays.
Lucky
opens
Thursdays.
at 10 p.m. and that's on 170 Russell Street, Melbourne, Victoria.
Shout out to the team of the LTs.
And actually, very interesting. I'm looking at it now, and it's actually only open
On
Thursdays,
Thursdays.
10 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Crazy, right?
So they must be, it must be going big on the Thursday.
Fucking crazy.
the
Like
voice was not needed.
yeah, when we were hearing about it, we were like, yeah, they're only open on Thursdays.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like, because you can't open Lucky Thursdays on a Saturday night. That's off brand.
Yeah, it's unlucky.
It's crazy. Like, to depend on a Thursday as well as
For all
one
the
day
info.
open for 7 hours.
What's your business model for 6
How are
other
you
days?
making cash, bro?
Chilling.
Just counting them stacks.
That's the thing. There was
The roster comes out, I was like, oh, come on, Thursday.
and there was stress levels because it was like, shit, like, what's gonna happen at this club? Is it gonna be lit? Is it gonna be bad? Like, it's Thursday. Is anyone ready to party? And fucking oath, they were ready to party. They piled in. It was fucking busy as all fuck me dead.
What's
it
the
was
demographic?
young, like
Nice.
uni kids,
Okay.
like a Metro's kind of vibe. Fuck me dead. It was the busiest place I've ever been. Honestly, it was like
Big
busier than Metro's on a Saturday night. Relatively big, yeah. And it was also like the design of it was like a, what do you call it? A proscenium arch, which is like the theater. Like
Can we get a fact check?
Yeah.
imagine a theater stage, right? It's
Yeah.
got the rectangular arch, and then
Yeah.
the one. It legit looked like a theater, but they just took out the seats.
Okay, wow.
Elite, right? Fucking. And then they also had a top floor, but it was all like blacked out. Like they just closed it off. Like it never opened. They also had a cloakroom and shit. Anyway, but do you know what sucks? On the way in, $30 entry.
$30 entry.
We found out it seemed to be a trend in Melbourne.
$30.
We were talking to some Lebanese lads in the line a few nights later, and we're like, "What's the entry to this place?" They were like 30, and we're like, "Fuck me!" Like, I'm gonna spend like
$30.
bank just on entry.
If you
Are the
pay
drinks cheaper?
Oh, well, I'll tell you about that soon.
yeah, I feel like here, if a place has $20 entry, you're like, whoa.
Are we sure we're doing
That's a
Yeah,
bit
court
steep.
has $20 entry. We don't go there solely because of that.
I guess maybe Melbourne has a lot higher population, so maybe it's just like
Yeah, and they also don't have
You know.
stamps. So
How do they
No.
prove the $30?
this was also a thing
why
I
would
found
they
out.
why would they give someone something which means we could potentially get 30 extra
That's
dollars
it.
off of them.
Once you walk in, you can't
can't
walk out.
leave.
You're not getting back in. No stamps, no proof that you came here before.
True.
There's a no re-walk-in policy. You got to stay there for the whole night. Anyway, so we walk in, $30 entry. We're like, fuck, we'll cop it. All right. Then we get into the gig. Oh, the bouncers were elite. They were asking, because all my mates wear pearls, including myself. And
yeah, the March.
the bouncers were like, after he noticed the trend that like a few of us were wearing pearls, he was like, what the fuck's to go with the pearls, boys? Like,
pearls from Perth.
basically, that was basically what Big Ed said.
Because no one in Melbourne wears pearls.
Nah.
All right.
Was there a lot of good Mel fashion?
Oh, yeah, elite.
Nice.
Really elite, yeah. Anyway, so we were heading downstairs. Two big
Yeah,
flat.
do they have Eshays in Melbourne? Sorry to interrupt.
There are a few ashes,
Were you the
Echelon.
roughest
Yeah, you
looking
get-
dudes?
probably.
It's like if you're at the
Probably,
club
yeah.
and there's people when they're like up from like Bunbury or
Oh,
something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
When
Or
the
like-
country boys come up for country week in the footy
Yeah.
and they roll into the pub, you go, oh, boys,
Yeah.
welcome to the big smoke.
Yeah,
Wearing
like
shirts
there's
from like
someone from-
2012, they're footy shorts and thongs. That's what we probably look
Yeah,
like.
Do
someone-
you remember we used to get the country boys into the movie cinema
Oh,
complex?
they get crazy. They're
and then
weird.
they'd stroll in. They're like, "Okay, mate, what movie's on?" You're
And
like,
there's
"Oh
always, like,
Jesus Christ, I don't
there's-
know."
They
there's
want to
like
sit up the
70 of
front
them.
because where they have it, it's a flat.
Yeah. Oh my
Flat,
God,
hey?
how much is a popcorn? You're like $15. You're like, "Oh my God, that seems fucking reasonable." Yeah, shit, yeah.
Yeah, basically. Essentially that. Even at the fucking... We went to Chadstone Shopping Centre, which is like the biggest shopping centre in Melbourne. And they had like fucking Armani Exchange, like all these brands that I legit never heard of before. But they're like high fashion. And like security guards. Basically at your carousel. But like security guards standing out the front of every shop. Oh, crazy, man. Crazy. Anyway, So we walk into the club, down 2 flights of stairs. It's like an underground club.
Sick.
Also very cool. Walk in, order a vodka Red Bull and a WPS. $20
Nice.
for the both of them. I'm
That's
like,
actually not bad.
I'm like, yeah, that's actually reasonable. But then I head over the dance floor and I realized, I was like, oh, my mates also had a vodka Red Bull. I was like, how much you pay for that vodka Red Bull? He was like, $15.
Oh, so you just got Red Bull.
And I was like, wait a minute. No. I was like, wait a minute. That means the WPS is $5 only.
$5.
And they also had vodka cranberries, $5 only. The boys were lit. The boys were turning up.
That's so dangerous.
It was cool at the start because we got there at 10, like, because we thought, like, all right, we're going to make the most of it. Like, it's a Thursday night. I don't know how long.
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
want to
be
see
here
it when
for.
it's shit and dead.
Yeah, basically, right? And so we walk in at like 10 and it's like still a little bit like people are coming through. But it was like we walked through and we're like, oh, there's a bit dead haps in here. But then we're like, wait a minute. Club's been open for 5 minutes and it's
Yeah.
it's pretty fucking busy if you take that into account. And then we like look on the stage and it's just like this really young DJ, like a fresh 18 DJ.
Yeah.
And his mates are in like the bottom corner of the dance floor. No one else is really on the dance floor at this point. And his mates just like cheering him on.
That's cute.
But he's playing wobs and shit, so I was a bit dead haps for the first 2 hours.
Oh shit.
But then
It's just whack.
But then, like, some real lads came on and started playing, you know, the
Yes.
shit that all the boys are into. And we met up with, like, we saw 2 groups of Perth chicks that we knew at the same club. It was pretty freaking crazy. So we were hanging out with
So
them.
we're shouting them out.
No.
Cool.
I don't really know a lot of their names.
A lot. Like,
Yeah.
what one of the two? A lot.
Anyway, but yeah, so it was freaking. That was good times. So I've forgotten to rank anything.
So I'll just run you through it for your own good. A rave review usually takes the structure of reviewing the music, the people, the place. Is that right?
Yep.
And the toilet.
Yep. The vibe.
We've spoken for 10 minutes and you're yet to do any of them.
You said that you got in at 10. It was dead haps for 2 hours. And then you saw some girls who you kind of know but don't really, but they're from Perth.
But you
No,
can't
but it was cool
name.
because like we obviously when we go to a nightclub in Perth, you know fucking everyone there. Like you're dapping up
Yeah,
everyone.
we didn't
Yeah,
on
we were
Friday.
all for that, but yeah.
We didn't know fucking
I get the idea.
Well, I knew people that you were saying and shit. Anyway,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it
knew
doesn't
you.
help us.
but yeah, like you go to Perth, you know everyone. So it was a bit foreign for us to walk in and like not know anyone. It was a little bit like daunting to be the outsiders because you look around and you're probably like, oh, all these people probably know each other.
All right, let's put some numbers to this fucking game.
So the people.
The people of Melbourne.
There was this. So everyone was pretty. Oh, I know. I won't do people yet. People's gonna say for like
Fuck,
music.
It's a roller coaster in here. It's a fucking roller coaster.
I've got 20 hours sleep for 5 days. Anyway.
Music.
This episode's gone for 20 hours.
Music, right? Dead haps at the start,
Dead apps, baby.
but pretty chill at the end.
Chill at the end.
7 out of 10.
We take 7 out of 10. We do them out of 5, don't we?
No, we do it out of 10 and then it gets weighted down to a 5 for some
That
reason.
makes heaps of sense. I
Yeah,
did mention off the top it's been a while. We're all doing a refresher together.
Toilets. Me and Big Ed went to the toilet together at one point, and it was pumping busy, right? And there's like 3 cubicles, none of them have locks. And I went in when it was earlier by myself, and I was like, oh, that's right, I'll just shut the door, like pretty close, like no one's gonna come in. But it was like fucking busy, and like pumping through with people. I just realized something funny that is gonna come up. And then I was
Nice,
Eddie was
man.
like, me and Eddie walked into the toilet.
Spoilers.
Yeah, guys, just wait. And then me and Eddie walked into the toilet and we were like excited to be testing out the pisses, right?
Yeah.
But then we realized that it was all friggin' busy in the urinals. The cubicles were shut except for one. And then Eddie was like, wait, stand on the inside with me, hold my jacket and like block the door for me. And I'll do the same for you.
What's everyone doing?
Peeing.
Okay.
So we're both going to pee and like block
You
the
can
door.
pee with the door open.
No, people kick you in the back.
Why do you say that so matter of fact? Is that a normal thing?
Yeah, you get a boot in the back.
There's
If you
nothing,
get-
there's
but if you
nothing
get-
I hate more than when I've got my cock out and I cop a Reebok in the back. It's just like the worst thing
Yeah,
in
but
the
if you
world.
get hit in the back of the head, like you're gone. So it's not worth the
Who's
risk.
kicking you in the back of the head
Mate,
when you're
I've
trying
never
to
been
chuck
to
a
We
piss?
call
Victoria.
that Lucky Thursdays. bro.
Yeah, apparently, right?
Does it happen in Perth?
I've seen some loose units in these toilets. People are often doing drugs in the toilets, right? Anyway,
Kick you in the back seems excessive.
so I walk into the toilet with Big Ed. I'm holding his big jacket and I'm standing on the door. And then I fucking get a boot in the back from the door. The door fucking
thought Edmund was
pushes me
there.
forward and I fucking slam it back. I'm like, here
Oh,
we
wait,
go.
so you're in the cubicle?
Yeah, I'm back up against the
Surely
door,
it would be
facing
better
Eddie.
Just stand
to lock
outside the
door
queue.
from
No,
the
because
other
no one's
side.
gonna punch you from. Nah, trust me, bro. I know what's going on. I go to the clubs. You don't. So I'm standing there, right? And someone kicks the fucking door. So the kicks are coming.
They're probably just going, oh, this. I want to see if
There's
I
someone
can go
in
in
here.
there.
Why would you kick?
So did you fall
He
on
fucking
it?
kicked the door, pushed me forward. I turn around and slam it back, and then the guy
Did you land on Edmund?
the guy keeps pushing. So I like poke my head around and like, what the fuck's wrong with this dude?
What do you mean around?
Like poke my head like through the little gap in the door. Like,
Wait.
I opened a little bit like, what the fuck is up with this dude kicking the door?
Yeah, it's Cade.
It's the bouncer.
Oh.
Because there's two people.
Exactly,
In
the bouncer saw two of us going there, so we thought we were
I'm
doing
just
something.
sucking him off. If you wouldn't
I'm
mind.
trying to give him a really lucky Thursday.
If you wouldn't mind, move on.
What did the bouncer say?
Get that thing out of your mouth.
I was like, bro, I was like, sorry, man, I'm just holding the door for my mate. There's no locks. And he
Because
was
these
like,
cunts keep kicking the doors.
and he was like, fucking stand outside, prick. And I was like, all right, champ, like, no,
Champ,
we ain't
yeah.
got issues here. I'm not trying to get kicked out. Anyway, and then as I was standing there on the outside of the door this time,
Then you get booted in there.
I saw this guy who was shit fucked walk. He's turned around from the cubicle, from the urinal, washed his hands, taken 2 steps to like walk out, but like there's a crowd that has walked in, so he's taken a step. So if you didn't know, women, there's usually like a step. So there's the ground level, then a step of like a lifted concrete,
Chicks know what a step is.
and then the urinal, right? So the urinal's on
Yeah.
the lifted.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
So
got
this
you.
guy steps up onto that, but of course it's wet from urine. So he
He's done a
and then does the
slippery.
fucking slidey shit, and then his hand goes in the urinal and
Yes,
slides through
yes.
all the piss, elbow and shoulder in. I'm like, fuck that cunt.
So he's now.
He's just down in the urinal, just like, oh, I'm soaked in piss.
Not a very
Just
lucky Thursday.
Just
No, no,
drowning.
no.
Imagine your detriment just drowning in the fucking sink of piss.
Legit. Anyway, yeah. And then we left the toilet.
Did he wash up or is he still there?
I didn't want to look anymore. I felt too bad. I was going to help him up, but I was like,
Which hand am I
probably
going
not.
to use?
Yeah, I'm a righty. It's a righty.
Slide his arm back across over the urinal cake.
Toilets, 10 out of 10.
So, yeah.
A good experience.
Did you actually? Wow, okay.
All right, Atmos, good vibes. Knew a lot of people there. There was this one.
No, you
You're
didn't.
your friend.
The Perth people. I knew, bro, to see like 12 Perth people in a nightclub when you're in Melbourne, Victoria, on a Thursday evening, rare.
You saw 12 people you knew.
Corpus people, yeah.
12.
Or some,
You brought 12 with you.
Yeah, they were all there.
yeah, there was legit like 25 Perth people in the club.
Who else?
The chicks that we saw.
I thought there was 2.
No, you said two groups.
2 groups.
Oh, sorry. Play 'em.
Everyone in Melbourne's like, yeah, man, Lucky Thursday was whack last week.
Vibes were chill. Everyone was pretty friendly. Good times. Atmos, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10
out of
for
10.
the Atmos.
Because there were
It's
25 Perth people.
It's stacking up. Yeah, if you want a birthday, well, you probably could have saved a bit of coin to stay here.
Now we get to the people. I was when we were dancing.
I thought the
Just
people
do-
were in atmosphere.
Didn't we just do the people?
People are last. I'm the best for last, mate.
What was the last group?
Music, toilet, Atmos.
What was Atmos?
people.
Put a differential between Atmos and people.
Atmos's vibes.
Okay, what are you going to talk about now? Because you just mentioned the people.
I've got 3 different groups of people to talk about. You dirty
The
devil.
bouncer, the urinal guy, my
Yeah,
friend.
Bouncer was cool, first of all. And then I saw these
He
2.
kicked you in the back.
Yeah, these 2 guys.
Well, technically, he kicked the door, and then the door hit me.
So he was trying to be friendly. It's the Melbourne way. You wouldn't get it. Anyway. So we're talking to these. We were dancing with the corpus people, like my corpus mates, and then like all my boys, and then like obviously some of the Perth people we knew, and then like these 2 African dudes behind me were dancing, and they're like really vibing out, and they were like kind of dancing close to me. So I like turned around and was like, "Yeah, boys," and they were like, "You come here?" Oh no, they didn't even say anything. They kind of like looked at me and were like still dancing. So I was like, I'll just say like, "How you going, boys?" And I was like, "Oh, you boys come here often? Like, this is my first time." And they're like, "No, fam, we're from the UK, eh?" And I was like, "Oh, really? I'm from Perth. It's my first time." He's like, "Oh, cool." And then just like turned around and like didn't chat to me. He was still
People, 10 out of 10.
good vibes though, right?
Goodbye.
He was a good guy. And then this guy asked us twice on 2 occasions within 3 hours if we had any recreational drugs. We didn't. but he was really nice about it when we declined him, especially the second time.
The first time he wasn't
He was medium nice.
But there was one man that stood out from the rest. And I actually saw him on the way into the nightclub and in the club. And he was kind of like, I don't know, he didn't look like he was really vibing it. Arms crossed, like kind of like big black jacket on, like looked a little bit like an Eshe, but like just like a bit of a rough guy. And I was like, I don't know, I wasn't getting good vibes from him, mate. I made eye contact with him twice throughout the night. And then we walk out of the nightclub at the end. And we're standing on the curb trying to order an Uber. And him and one of his other mates are there. And one of his other mates is shit fucked and he's telling us to come to one of his like rapping shows that he's got the next night. We didn't end up going because we were going to the footy. But this guy was also just kind of just like loitering around. And I was like, he's not giving like great vibes, this dude. I don't know what's going on. Like his mate is like really good vibes and we're like spinning yarns with him.
The one who's shit fucked.
But they also had an emergency elevator at the side of the club to get people out or like just for, I don't know, VIPs to get through the back or anything. And it was like locked up with a key card. And this bouncer comes up with a chick who's like absolutely like munted in a very mini dress, I guess you could say, that was not covering anything at this point. It was like kind of around her belly button area, right? And everyone was just like, whoa, like Lucky Thursdays, it's getting a bit crazy.
Good vibes though. Yeah.
And this bouncer, right, is like, there's another chick with her, obviously her friend. And the bouncer like bear hugs her around the waist because she's like, can't open her eyes. And just like picks her up and is kind of like dragging, lifting her out of the club. And he's like, come on, get the fuck out. Let's get you on the curb, yak, and go home. And she's still like, everything's out. Like everything. Literally imagine everything, it's out. And then we're all standing there and he like tries to get the key card. He's like holding her up with one arm, scans it, fucking like legit drags her like bare feet out of the nightclub onto this freezing cold street at 2 a.m. in Melbourne, Victoria. And everyone was like, holy shit, like I was like, all the boys were like, don't like everyone look away, like this is just like, I don't like, everyone kind of like was respecting her. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
She's in a really bad way,
Yeah.
you know. And so we all looked away, but then I noticed that the weird guy was still
I'm nervous.
The guy was kind of like loitering around still. And so I like kind of was looking at him like he better not be like doing anything weird. And I noticed he took off that big black jacket he had.
Oh.
And wrapped it around her.
Oh, that's nice.
And our Uber came and we left. But I was like, boys, that's an everyday hero.
Oh, there you go. A surprise everyday hero out of nowhere. We're doing a rave review and now we've got an everyday hero.
And he turned the people into 10 out of 10.
He turned the people into a 10 out of 10. We just forget the fact that the chick was unconscious and strolling out. We forget the fact that the security guard kicked Riley in the back. We forget that the rogue dude fell and landed in the trough of piss. And somehow we got to a 10 out of 10.
Joe, do the math.
It's gonna fucking dare. It's going to be a high one.
We got an 18 out of 20.
We got an 18 out of 20. And the only place that lost marks was where?
9 out of 10. Atmos got 9 and music got 7.
Right, so if we didn't, that's not quite what we're doing. Riley just dapped me up for some
Congrats.
reason. The vibes are good. Alrighty, boys, that brings us to the end of another episode of the MacPack podcast. It's after 95, you think we would be getting a little bit more profesh?
Yep, but we've got shit talk, getting assaulted in a bathroom.
Naked women on the street.
Yes.
There's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, that was about it.
Farts.
A lot of fart gear, yeah.
Probably a 10 out of 10. Good vibes, though.
10 out of 10.
Good vibes. Yeah, shocker. Not really sure what we'll talk about next week, to be honest. Tough to...
I've got some more Melb stories.
Yeah, cool.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure there's some good vibes and plenty of assault.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Don't really have much more to add. The magnet/matter stuff will probably be coming out pretty soon. So jump on TikTok and have a gaze at that, I would imagine.
That'll be all over the place, hopefully.
Hopefully,
It'll
unless
be all over the place. Hopefully.
Yeah, Riley wasn't there, so he's a little bit nervous about the stuff that we're able to shoot. Some people very honest when the cameras come out.
Yep.
Some probably a bit too honest, in my opinion.
That's the thing. You can't go wrong when people are drunk.
There seem to be some genuine personalities that were either not legit, or if they were legit, probably Yeah, I don't know.
But you've always got to take into mind, this is a very common saying. Drunk words are sober thoughts.
You know what would be?
That's terrifying. if you were there,
Exactly.
if you were there,
So take that into mind when you're watching all these videos.
You know
I
what
don't
would be
know
a
that.
good
MacPack
good series
Instagram.
would be like we track down all of these people
see what they do for
and
work.
we show them the video.
Well, they're gonna see it.
Never get their live reaction and be like, so what do you think about what do you think about that?
Majority of them seemed quite proud. Like we sort of would ask a question, they would give us an answer.
Because they're also
We would
trying
choke on like the actual hilarity of it all.
They're also trying to like make TikTok.
Oh, they made
Yeah,
it.
make the cut.
Fucking hell, they made it. They definitely made it. We had, yeah, we won't go into it. There was a lot of honesty that was
There
shared.
a lot of like
Did you find that the females were a lot more open than the lads?
yeah.
A lot of the lads were quite shy, not shy, but less aggressive.
There were a
in
lot of
their plans for the evening.
There were a lot of be like, oh, like what's a good line to pick up girls, whatever, and then someone would say something. They're like, oh, actually, like, yeah, this is what I said last week. To go, oh, wait, no, I've got a girlfriend. Don't print that.
Yeah, that
a
was
lot of
always
that.
good.
That's going everywhere.
Yeah, so that's
lot
gonna
of
be
that.
a big reel. Yeah.
That'll be a thing. But yeah, a lot of chicks just really,
Let it fly.
yeah,
Big swings.
huge swings, massive
Swings.
scalps, huge of
Good
true.
on them. Who run the world?
Yeah, terrifying to think. Terrifying to think about after Friday night. Yeah, we'll probably do this again next week. You reckon?
Yeah, nah, man.
Ep 96.
Yep. Couple more to go, and then the big 100.
The big hunt. Are we doing anything for Hundy?
We'll have to
You should skip it.
Take a holiday.
take a break.
Take a break. Go to Melbs. Be good for the vibes.
No, we got big plans for the 100 that we'll be revealing soon.
New stud, maybe.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
The new stud we've been talking about for 28 weeks.
Something like that.
Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure until we do so.
Alright,
this
follow
time.
me on Instagram, President Sleepy
Oh, wait.
Joe.
We're going to check Joe's fucking Instagram. What's he at?
No one's going to have liked it by now.
No. Unfollowed, I reckon.
A lot of Russian bot accounts.
No one can hear. The podcast doesn't go out live.
Yeah,
I
but
know,
some
but I
people
said
just
at the start, I
randomly
said
unfollow.
within the time. Oh, you got a 1,001.
Hell yeah. Who was
Nice.
it?
Oh, do you think someone would low off?
I thought someone would low off.
Can be arranged.
No.
I'm going to just quickly
I'm still
unfollow.
paying for most of them, so I don't think I'm followed.
Been a pleasure. Till we do so this time next week. Stay safe. Stay blessed. And always remember to.
Go give your mum a hug.
It's ciao for now, but not forever.